There are places in India where a stepping foot means risking your life. No warnings, no explanation, just the cold creeping certainty that something is out there waiting for you. What happens in that places? People disappear, vanish, and not in the way you might think. You don't just get lost, you get taken. And the worst part, most never come back. Let's start with the highways. Picture this. You're cruising down the road, everything seems fine. Until suddenly it isn't. The car breaks down, and before you know it, you're not alone. But there's no one around. At least, not anyone that you can see. Locals have heard their stories. Cars left in the middle of nowhere, doors wide open, with no signs of their drivers. No footprints, nothing. Some say they've seen shadowy figures moving too fast to catch. Others says the road plays tricks on your mind. It feels like the road itself is alive, pulling you in, and once you're in, there is no way out. But there's something darker here. Behind this disappearance is a pattern, a dark web of cults, human traffickers, and a traffic of souls that run like an underground river. These highways, they're hunting grounds. Now, let's venture deeper into the forest where the sun never quite reaches the ground. These aren't just forests, they are labyrinth of lost souls. Every year, people enter these woods to collect the firewood or take a hike or just whatever. And every year, some of them never come out. The thing is, no one knows exactly what happens. Some says it's wild animals. Others talk about something far more sinister. An energy in the trees, an ancient power that sees everything. And once it locks its eyes on you, you disappear. No blood trail, no struggle, just gone. You think cities are safe? You would be wrong. Because in India's biggest urban centers, there are alleyways where the light never seems to shine right. And the buildings that no one dares to step after dark. These are the places you don't even think about, but they think about you. People go missing in these spots. The police won't tell you much. They just chalk it into crime, gangs, or maybe the drug dealing going wrong. But there's more here. Something else lurking beneath the surface. People hear whispers, see shadows in the corners of their eye. The deeper you go, the more you feel like you're being watched. But by what? These places are cursed, and no one really knows why. There are stories like ghosts, spirits, demons, you name it. And then there are theories that suggest something even darker. These aren't just random disappearances. They're part of something bigger, something we are not supposed to understand. And here's the thing. This isn't just happening in isolated areas. It's happening in places you could drive through, places you could stand right now. You think it's random? It's not. It's calculated, it's orchestrated, and you have no idea how deep this rabbit hole really goes. Now that you've heard the stories, let's dive deeper. The truth is, these danger zones aren't random, they're interconnected, and there's something far darker at the play. something far beyond what you've been told, something that's pulling the strings, waiting for the right moment. It's not just superstition or urban myth that explains these vanishings. No, there's hidden force at work here, a web-organized crime, a spiritual ritual, and even government secret that you're not supposed to know about. These places are more than dangerous. They are purposely horrifying. The question is why? Why are these zones allowed to thrive, unchallenged? Why do people go missing and the police can't seem to put a stop to it? The answer is simple. These disappearances are part of a much larger plan. A system built on control, fear, and silence. Among the most chilling theories, the cults. These aren't just religious groups. These are powerful networks that manipulate and control the very fabric of society. They operate in shadows, and they have one goal: to create a cultural fear, to make people vanish, and make sure no one asks too many questions. Why? Because the truth is more dangerous than any of us can handle. These cults believe in rituals. Rituals that require blood. Rituals that call upon ancient forces. Very deep with India's darkest corner. But it doesn't stop there. Some believe that these disappearances are part of a much darker conspiracy, a conspiracy led by powerful people who have a vested interest to keep these secrets buried. People who would do anything to maintain control over public. The theories goes like this: the governments or certain faction within it are using these zones for covert experiments. Maybe it's mind control. Maybe it's testing new technology. Or maybe it's something even more sinister. Something that could change the world forever. And the worst part, no one is willing to talk about it. Because those who do, they vanish. Disappearing into thin air. Leaving behind nothing but a cold, chilling silence. One thing is for sure. These disappearances are anything but random. There's a method behind the madness. These zones aren't just hotspots of danger, they are carefully selected. The areas that people vanish are designed to throw off any suspicion, to make the government look the other way, and to keep the public distracted. The disappearances don't follow any obvious pattern. Some vanish while hiking, some vanish while driving, some simply disappear from their own home. But they all share one thing: no traces, no evidence, and no closure. And that's what keeps people in the dark. Because once you disappear in one of these zones, no one will ever find you again, ever. And that's the point. But here's the thing. There are survivors. People who have experienced the terror firsthand are left to tell the tale. And what they say will make your blood run cold. One survivor recalled a night spent in one of the zones. He described a group of men in black hoods chanting in a language he couldn't understand. Another survivor described seeing a bright light from the sky, followed by a sudden disappearance of a man who vanished before his eyes. And let's not forget the chilling tale of people hearing footsteps behind them, footsteps that never seem to stop. These survivors are the lucky ones. The unlucky ones, they are the ones we never heard from them ever. So what does the future hold? Is there any hope for those who enter those danger zones? Or not? As the years pass, the danger only seems to grow. These zones are expanding, drawing more people into it, and leaving fewer and fewer survivors behind, and no one knows when it ends. The government may never tell you the truth. The government may never acknowledge what's happening. But one thing is clear: as long as these danger zones exist, the disappearances will continue, and dark forces behind it will remain just as powerful as ever. So the next time you find yourself near one of these zones, remember this: some places aren't meant to be explored, some places are designed to make you disappear, and some things are far, far too dangerous to ever understand. Before you disappear into the next video, let me know, would you dare to step in one of these danger zones? Or do you know anything about it? Or have you ever heard the tale of these disappearances or this danger zone? Please let me know in comment. Take care of yourself. Thank you for watching this video.